What's happening outside? What?
What the shit? What the fuck? We're 13 stories up and there's a guy outside our window. What the fuck? He's cleaning my fucking window. I'm not dirty, mate. I can't fucking smudge your window on the 13th floor.
How many birds do you think hit the side of my building?
Shit. More birds hitting my DMs. Welcome back to Fried Gold. I'm Dan.
I'm Matt.
And we just watched Good Boys.
And we're very low on energy.
What did you think about Good Boys?
It was better than I thought it'd be. From the trailers, I didn't know what to expect. I don't really like films or shows that focus.
We're going to just end it. I don't like films or shows. What are we doing with this channel?
We're getting there. That focus on children and child actors because...
Oh, I do.
Sorry,
go again.
We're gonna get in trouble! Let me ask my contacts.
Let me ask my parole officer.
I thought it was pretty good, better than I thought. Shows and films that focus mostly on child actors, I can't really get behind because I find them too annoying.
They're either annoying or not good at acting.
Yeah.
But
I'd say for the most part they pull it off in this. In particular, Lucas, I feel like he was probably the standout performance for me. A lot of his jokes landed with me. I know that there were times that he got a little too bit...
All this fucking incessant screaming.
Yeah, he got a bit much sometimes, but I think for the most part it worked really well. Thor, the other kid, the guy who thinks he's cooler than he actually is, I didn't like that much until the end, but we'll keep this spoiler free, so don't you worry.
He dies.
He dies!
I didn't like him till he died.
Right next to Tony Stark. But I think overall, I really enjoyed this. Probably not as much as I would have liked. It felt a bit too Superbad remade, didn't it?
It was very Superbad, yeah.
The plots and the types of characters involved were very similar to those you'd find in Superbad, which is ironic because the producers of Superbad are the ones producing this film as well.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's involved, and so you just think...
Evan Goldberg.
Well, yeah, you just think, is it a little too similar at times?
I think it's different enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah, essentially it's about a bunch of kids who have to go to a kissing party rather than get laid. It's just, it's Superbad 10 years earlier, basically. But there was a line where one of the characters said, "Oh, I'm just a kid. It's my hormones making me act this way." And I was like, it's lines like that where you can tell it's like written by adults that don't really know how kids talk. Because no kid is that self-aware. No. Like, I never once blamed my behaviour on my hormones, and I've never known a kid who has.
No, they're too busy picking their noses and flinging them at girls.
There's lines like that where you can tell that it's written by adults, and like there was a joke, there was like some lines where the kids would say about how it was like important to pay tax, but it wasn't in that like, oh, isn't it funny, a kid trying to be adult. It wasn't like that. It was just like, came across as like the writers trying to put like a statement out there, and then there was a line about like girls giving consent for kissing and blowjobs, and then there was also a line about like, they started off doing a speech about like anti-drugs, and I was just like, this isn't how kids talk.
No.
You know, so there was lines like that which kind of took me out of the film a bit.
I mean, I don't think the purpose of this film is to make an accurate representation on how kids interact with one another.
Well, yeah, it should be. If your three main characters are kids, they should act like kids.
Well, I feel like the whole shtick of this film is that it's based on kids trying to behave not like kids.
Yeah, but not in the sense of talking about tax, though.
Well, you never know. I mean,
Come on. So, one thing that I thought was both good and bad was there's a certain storyline involving one of the kids which it added a bit more depth to the film than I anticipated, and I thought it was good. But then they didn't really go anywhere with it. Like, they introduced it in this one scene, and the only real purpose it serves is to basically get them all out of trouble at the end, and I thought that they could have explored that storyline a bit more. The humour, in general, like we said, the humour was funny, but there was one bit which they like teased a joke, and I was really looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be like the best joke in the film. They basically teased the fact that these kids were going to have to take cocaine, and then they just didn't do it, and I was like, well, don't tease it if you're not going to do it. I didn't get to see kids do coke. The ending, like, I think this was about 90 minutes long, and the ending was just too long for the length of the film. I think it felt like it was ending for about 20 minutes. Like, there was a big scene, a big action scene, and then it went on probably for like 20 minutes after that, and it just kept, every scene felt like, okay, it's wrapping up now, and then there'd be another scene of wrap up and another scene of wrap up, and it's like, okay, let's just get this over now. Yeah, in general, I think it's a fun time. If you just want to go watch a 90-minute comedy with some laughs. Like the kids, all the bits where the kids are like playing with dildos and anal beads and stuff are like appropriately funny. There's a really welcome cameo in here as well, which I don't want to touch on in case anyone doesn't know who it is. But there is a good cameo in here that I enjoyed.
I'd say if you enjoyed Superbad, then while this does feel like a bit of a step down from it, I'd still say it's worth a watch. Yeah, a key point in this film is like when children grow up, like throughout their lives, people will grow apart, but it's all about remembering your roots and where you came from, and like not letting those memories fade away in a way.
Yeah, the ending was more poignant than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it kind of just suddenly leapt from like this comedic film into like a really serious, like down to earth message.
Yeah, but in a good way, not in like the comedy's gone. Like it still had the humour in there, but it just felt like as the film went on, you're like, oh, okay, this is deeper than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good.
I say I probably enjoyed a lot more of the physical comedy in this rather than like what was said.
Yeah, some of the jokes, I felt like the kids didn't have the best comedic timing, and I know you've got to give them slack because the kids are not going to be fucking comedians, but there was just lines where I was like, that could have been funny, but the timing was a bit off. But like, you know, if you're a director, you're not really supposed to say to your actors, like, say it exactly like this.
No, but a lot of the characters do have their moments in this. Like, for example, there's a cop in one bit, and he has some really funny lines, and he's in the film for all but like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot, that was one of the best scenes in the film, actually. I forgot about that.
But in terms of the main cast, I say besides Lucas, they were a bit hit and miss. But, you know, you can't blame them that much at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I feel like they maybe dive a bit too into trying to be adults. Like, the amount of swearing they do is just, like, almost needless.
Yeah,
to a point.
it's unrealistic, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I get that it's a film and not everything is super realistic, but
It's like, whoa, kids swear.
they go for the angle of like, oh, kids swear when their parents aren't there, and it's like, that's true, but
Not to that extent.
Yeah, not to that extent.
To be honest, when I was 12, I didn't really care about the size of my penis, and these guys do, so...
Jacob Tremblay is a really good actor. It's not his best performance ever, but like, I've seen him in a few films now, and I think he really will be like a major talent in the coming years. So I'm excited to see whatever Jacob Tremblay's in, to be honest.
Yeah.
Out of 10, what would you rate this then?
Probably nothing higher than a 6.
Yeah, I was thinking...
There are some bits that were really good, and then there's some bits that, it's like you said, they were borderline cringe. Like, I wasn't really that invested in some of it.
Yeah. I had a good time with it, but since we've seen it, it's kind of become more and more forgettable. Like, you know, it's not the kind of film you're really going to want to watch again, I wouldn't have thought. So I'd say 6, maybe 6.5 at a push. But...
It's like, even when we were sat doing this now, I'm trying to think of bits that I found really enjoyable.
Yeah, all kind of blurs into what, because there's so many scenes of them just kind of standing around, like, planning stuff.
Yeah.
There's not many, like, big, like, comedy set pieces.
There's no, like, really enjoyable bits. It was just, like, a kind of good time all around, but nothing really too impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like 6, probably 6 out of 10,
yeah. So that's our review for Good Boys. Tell us what you think in the comments below if you've already seen it. Sorry it's a bit short, but...
I have to say that a lot. That's a lie.
Subtle.
I never have to say that. Not because it's not true, but just because there's no girls
I need girls.
Exactly.
Drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.